Hello, welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. I'm Stacey if this is the first time we're meeting. And I'm back. I have been in hospital and I was gone, I was actually in hospital for 4 days. So yeah, I'm finally home and I've spent a couple of days more recouping and I'm feeling a lot better, a lot better. And so this is my first day out of bed and I thought, well, good time to do another video, a talking head video I'm afraid, because one, I want to ease into it, and two, I just want to go over a couple of things as far as my goals for this year's food budget. I will chat a little more at the end of the video about what was going on with me, because I actually would like some help too from you guys. So enough of that. Right, so last year, you may or may not know, I was doing a challenge that I challenged myself for spending $5,000 for the year. I definitely went over that budget. I reckon I would have still kept under 7,000, which is for 4 people still quite really good. And this year I'm hoping to do things a bit differently. Well, I'm not hoping, I am going to be doing things a bit differently. I learnt quite a lot from last year's challenge, and I'm going to use some of those things that I learned and bring them through to this year and try something slightly different. So this year I'm moving to quarterly budgets. So that is, I'm going to allocate myself $1,500 per quarter, which equates to 6,000 New Zealand dollars. I will also leave up here prices for America, maybe Canada, UK and Australia. And that would be the equivalent. And that's for basically for adults. We do get to take some food from the farm as far as meat's concerned, but we certainly can't get all our meat, so we don't raise our chickens. It's very hard to get cob chickens or the likes, you know, like for like, that you can get overseas. You've got to buy them in like 4,000 chick lots and stuff like that. The government stopped, you know, basically people being able to do their own home chickens, which is crazy, but that's what we live in these days, right? So I digress. So yeah, I would love to be able to do my own chickens and stuff, but it's just not doable. And I certainly would love to be able to buy organic chicken for health reasons. It's got to be good for you, right? But it's not in my budget. Maybe if I can get things down in other areas, I would definitely like to look at seeing where I could go organic more. So this year I'm going to emphasis on, you know, getting more into the gardening side of things, and all of that will be organic because I won't be using sprays. So yeah, so things like making a swap to organic flour would be really good. I would dearly love to get my own grinder and get organic grains, but they are super expensive over here, so we'll see if I can get into that at some stage. So yeah, what I found hard was that I allocated myself roughly $120 a week, and $120 a week was quite difficult to stick to. The vegetables alone were coming to like $70, $80. So I found that it wasn't leaving a lot to sort of wiggle room. I didn't and I don't go to town every week, but I found that I kind of restricted myself a bit. So what I've managed to do is save $1,500, and I've got the summer allocation, so that's December. For us it's December, January, February. So I've got that sitting in my account and I've allocated that for summer, and then come March, April, May will be my fall or autumn allocation of $1,500, and if I've got any left over it will go into the next quarter. So I'm going to give that a go. And it's funny because a friend of mine, a Kiwi YouTuber from New Zealand, Money Karma, I'll leave a link to her channel and I've actually done a collab video with her last year, which I'll also link, which was quite fun, where I went into her kitchen, not physically, but she recorded, and then we talked about things that she could do with her pantry and her freezers and stuff like that. So super cool video, so I'll leave that in the description as well. So she's a New Zealand sort of budgeting channel, and she's got a lot of great ideas and stuff. And funny enough, she put out a video the other day about how she was going to quarterly budgets as well, and I messaged her and says, so funny that we're thinking along the same lines. Hers is a bit different than mine, but on the whole it's kind of, you know, it's on the similar lines as well. So check out her channel, I do recommend. Anyway, so yeah, so this year the plan is 1,500 per quarter, 6,000 per year, and see how I go with that. I've just got a little list here that I'm trying to keep on track with. That is going to include household items. Quite often people budget household items as separate to grocery, which I kind of get, and I kind of would love to do it that way as well. I just think I don't know, yeah, I don't know if it would be too difficult to work out. So maybe that's something I could look at for next year, once I hone down this new system that I'm trying. But this year, household items, stuff like toiletries, glad wrap, tin foil, cleaners, all that sort of stuff, washing powder, is all going to be a part of it. The thing I won't include is animal food. That's self-explanatory. I've got a separate budget for animal food because I keep chickens and I keep pigs. So the animals, which is my dog Trix, and there's a couple of cats here as well, so I'll take care of them as well, but that will be a separate budget. I've got a little bit of flack in the past videos last year that I don't include seeds as part of my food budget, and I don't include gas as part of my food budget, and I don't know, I don't think very many people would. So yeah, my reply to that was, I have separate budgets for that. I have a gardening budget, I have a gas budget, and I'm not going to take that out of my food budget. So that's solely day-to-day running the household food. So yeah, you tell me if you include those items in your food budget, because I would be really interested, because as I said, I got a bit of flack for that. Right, so at the start of last year, I definitely was doing my inventory lists and stuff like that, and they work very well. I will also leave links to that in the description if you want to download my free kits. So shortly, once I've healed a bit more, I will be getting into those freezers and really honing down on the inventory of everything before I start doing my big quarterly shops. Now when I say quarterly shops, at this stage I envisage to do a once a month big shop, and do if I'm in town on any other days, I will go in and top up on any vegetables that we need, because we're still going to need fresh vegetables and fruit and stuff like that. So, but the idea is to allocate that whole budget and then sort of know, well, you know, in the last month of the quarter I might be quite low on stuff, but you know, I've got X amount of budget left, so that's the plan. We'll see how I go. Yeah, so yeah, I will make sure to put those in the description as well, and you can watch the videos pertaining to the kits and how I use them. I'm also going to make myself a binder. Pause for a second, I'll go and get one. I just saw out of the corner of my eye in my TV cabinet I had this binder. Just got Stacey on it. Okay, so I've got St. John stuff in here, so all the stuff that I did when I was studying to be an ambulance officer. So I was going to go and buy one, but I do have one sitting here. It's a little bit bigger than what I wanted, but a year's worth of inventory, it might work. So I'm going to repurpose this, and I'm going to start a kitchen binder. There's going to be in the coming months some free printables for you guys if you want to implement some of these yourself, but it's all in the essence of trying to save myself what basically is thousands of dollars in groceries a year, because last year did work. I was successful. Yes, I went over a bit of budget, but I never sort of understood, you know, just how bad the grocery prices were going to get and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not really concerned, because I had a radio interview that I was supposed to be doing last week, but I was in hospital, so I had to cancel it, unfortunately. And I was talking to the journalist, and he said that the average household in New Zealand spends, for a family of 4, spends $350 a week. So the fact that I can do it for just over 100 is pretty great. So yeah, so we're just going to keep plodding along and keep trying. So yeah, so as I said, I'm going to start a kitchen binder that's going to house all my inventories, and some new PDFs that I'm going to be releasing to you guys soon and start using for myself, obviously. So some of those will be, I've got a new price list book that's going to come out. It won't be so much as a book, more a printable that you can take with you to the supermarket and keep a jot down of how much, you know, staple pantry goods are costing you, so you can keep an eye on the specials and when they sort of come along, and what's a good price and what's not a good price. You know, quite often you'll find that one supermarket has one product that's always cheaper than, say, the others. So this printable is about writing and having a bit of a history, so that you can best know when your specials are coming and stuff like that. And I've kept all of that up in my head. I'm getting older, I'm getting forgetful, so I'm thinking that having something that I can print out and physically write into is going to be a good thing. Eventually, at this point it's going to be a PDF, but eventually I would like to have a physical book that you can actually buy in my shop, on my website, and you know, have it for your own, pop it in your purse or in your car or whatever. And the other thing that I'm working on at the moment, well, I've got my daughter working on, because she does all that type of stuff, is a seasonal eating plan guide. So every month I will send you a guide on what's in season, and what you could be putting away for in bulk and stuff like that, and what's cheapest at that time of the year and stuff. And I've seen other examples of that in the Northern Hemisphere, but I want to do something for us in the Southern Hemisphere, but I'm also going to include Northern Hemisphere as well. The ones I've seen haven't included the Southern Hemisphere. I don't know, we just seem to get forgotten. So December, January, February is obviously over here is our summer fruits and vegetables. But if the Northern Hemisphere does a PDF, it's all the winter stuff. So, but it's headed December, January, February. So that's what I want to do with that. So they'll be coming out. I'm a little behind now because I've just had a week off work. And obviously meal planning is the other thing. I'll put this down now. So meal planning is massive. I guarantee it does save you money, especially if you do my monthly meal planning. I will be filming another meal planning video soon, when I go over doing next month's meal plan, and just refresh that video, and then of course the free printables will be there as well. So yeah, the meal planning has been working really well up until when I went to hospital. I was sticking to it, and hubby and the kids just had to fend for themselves while I was away. And of course he just slots in and does the cooking and the cleaning and the dishes and all that sort of stuff. Really bad timing because he's in the middle of haymaking at the moment, so it couldn't have been worse timing for him, but you can't pick and choose when you're going to get sick. Alright, so those are just some of the ways that I'm going to be saving myself thousands of dollars this year, and of course buying in bulk is still going to be probably my number two, from meal planning being number one. Number two would be buying in bulk. Number three, freezer meals and convenience foods. So those are definitely the top three methods for saving thousands of dollars every year in groceries, and after doing a year of it, I can attest it does. So definitely going to be doing that again this year. Yeah, so now, yeah, just a little bit of a chat about what's been going on with me in the last week. I went to hospital at the start of the week and was in there for 4 days. I had some bowel and colon issues going on, so it wasn't my TN. A lot of you just thought maybe it was my TN playing up, but it wasn't. Thankfully that was nice and settled while I was so sick, but yeah, I just woke up, well, didn't wake up, Sunday night when I went to bed, this massive pain started, and by 4 a.m. the next morning drove to the hospital, and then yeah, they were going to I saw a nurse practitioner, and he was like, oh, you know, it's fine, sort of stuff, your bloods all look good, but he's like, oh, maybe I should do an ultrasound. So he went and got the ultrasound doctor, and he did a bedside ultrasound, and he was like, oh no, you've definitely got I can never say this word, diverticulitis. You need a CT scan. So it was like, okay, so like, right, you need to be admitted. So then CT turned around and says, no, we're not doing a CT, you need to do a proper ultrasound first. So it was like, okay, so there was a delay in that. And then the doctor was like, oh, okay, well, why haven't you been seen yet? And then they found out it was like miscommunication. CT hadn't spoken to ultrasound and vice versa, so nothing got done. I didn't get my CT scan till the Tuesday or even the Wednesday. No, late Tuesday afternoon. And yeah, so eventually I got the CT scan, and it found that I also had another rare condition. I'll leave the name of it up here. So basically everybody's got these sort of, like he described, fat pouches on your colon, and some of mine had twisted and were dying. So what it does is it paralyzes your colon, and so yeah, he said it's extremely painful, and I'm like, well, yeah, you don't have to tell me that, I'm feeling it, but it was nothing compared to my TN, so I managed to you know, do really well, considering that it was quite painful. So of course I was full of all the good stuff to try and keep me comfortable, IV, drips, and all the rest. So that is kind of what happened. But somebody in our room got COVID, so I was supposed to be staying in for longer, but the surgeon was like, let's get you out of here before you get COVID as well. So I'm, yes please. So I came home. So far, touch wood, no COVID. And so yeah, I've just been recouping at home. Bed rest, because sitting up, I have not been able to sit up because it just puts too much pressure on the colon and the bowel. And yeah, so I've just been waiting for everything to unparalyze and get working again and get moving again, and it's been really uncomfortable, but thankfully everything started to get better yesterday, and I don't have to go back to hospital. So he was like, oh, take 2 weeks off work and just sort of recoup and blah blah blah. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. But what I want the help is, A, if you have seen what the condition is called, not so much diverticulitis, because I've had that before and I understand that, but he said there's nothing I have done or eaten or not eaten, or it's not, you know, that I'm overweight or anything like that. He said it's just something that will happen, like falling over. You just don't know. And he said it's quite rare to happen, so he said it's likely not to happen again. But laying in hospital all that time, I've had gut issues for the last 22 years, and I know that I need to get better with my gut health. So I was wondering if, obviously this is for entertainment purposes, but if anybody has had the same condition that I have, let me know what you've done to heal you know, your gut and stuff. I'm finding today my hair is just falling out in clumps. Like normally my hair falls out anyway, but I run my hands through my hair and it's just like coming out in clumps. So I know that my body is not happy right now. So if you can give me some tricks or some known things that you've done to help heal your gut, or you know, bowels and colons and stuff like that, please do let me know in the comments. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, you're not, unless you of course are a doctor, or a nutritionist or something like that. That's fantastic, but we can't, it's unsolicited advice. I mean, I have to put those warnings out there. So it's purely for entertainment purposes. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not asking for medical advice. I'm just asking for what you may have done if you have had similar problems to me, and your journey of trying to heal your gut. I know that dairy sets me off. I know that gluten sets me off. I know gluten intolerance is a huge thing. I do know that a lot of it has to do with the modern grains that we are consuming and the fact that it's in practically everything. So I do know that I do well on a keto, paleo type diet. So there's lots of things I need to do, but I just don't want to go on a diet. I want to, I don't know, just start eating more healthy, more home cooked. I mean, I do a lot of home cooked stuff anyway. I need to cut back on stuff like potato chips. They're my nemesis. So I try not to buy them because I'm quite happily just munch down on a bag of potato chips. It's probably my biggest worst habit. So yeah, just give me some tricks and advice, would be greatly appreciated in the comments. Alright, enough for me for one. I am not sure which video I will be able to put out. It's going to depend on how I'm feeling tomorrow, whether I'm well enough to get back into the kitchen and do a video. Coming up, I will have the first grocery shopping trip of the year. I have been to the grocery shop twice in between, just to pick up a few bits and pieces, and one when I got out of hospital. I just wanted some easy stuff, you know, some fresh bread and stuff like that I could make myself a sandwich while everybody was out at work. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting to do my first proper shop of the year and fill this house full of fresh fruit and veggies again and stuff like that. I'm off to go and make some butter because I've now got a 2 litre of cream that didn't get used up because I've been away for the past week, and I'm turning it into butter. So I'm off to do that now and make dinner for the first time in a week. So I'm sure husband is happy about that. Alright, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you in the kitchen again shortly, and I hope that you're well. Alright, bye for now.